go into your pantry and purge it. So I want you to identify the products in here that should not be in anybody's pantry and just toss them away. Corn oil, tossed. What else do you think? Sesame, tossed. And what else do you think? Do you use sunflower oil a lot in your home?
No.
You don't?
No, I don't.
So why'd you let it stay in this pantry?
It looked nice.
It did look nice. All right. Sunflower oil out. And by the way, we threw out corn oil as well. Andy, why are these a problem?
Well, these are polyunsaturated oils that are chemically unstable. They oxidize quickly, and the products of oxidation promote inflammation. They probably increase cancer risks. These are not healthy oils. And, you know, this is the one that you really want to feature in your pantry. And you want to get good quality extra virgin olive oil. It's the best.
Now, Sabrina, my dear, you threw out the sesame oil.
I surely did.
Well,
Dr.
actually,
Weil, what do you think?
I would throw that out too.
You would?
The kind of sesame oil that I do keep around is roasted sesame oil, which is dark colored. But this regular light colored sesame oil is another polyunsaturated oil, and I would not use it as a general cooking oil.
Now, the darker sesame oil, I understand there's been studies done on this because it does have a unique combination of the healthy unsaturated fats, seems to actually cut cholesterol levels.
Yes, true.
And it also helps lower blood pressure. And I'm always searching for natural ways of getting that done. Andy's a king at this stuff.
Yeah.
And I think that makes a lot of sense, especially if folks have one of those two problems.
Yeah.
Now, coconut oil.
Well,
What do you know about coconut oil, Sabrina?
Not much.
Not much. Unfortunately, that summarizes very accurately what we know about it. But go ahead, Andy.
Well, what we do know about, and you can see this, it's solid at room temperature. So coconut oil is a very saturated fat. And we've been told saturated fats are not good for our hearts and arteries. I think coconut oil is great on your skin.
Yes.
A lot of people now are promoting it as a healthy oil because it has a different chemical composition from other saturated fats. I find it, to me, it's got a very heavy taste, and I don't use it myself in cooking. But I'm open to this new information about it that it may be okay to eat.
So we actually are using it in my house a fair amount. I'm also uncertain.
What do you find?
Well, first of all, I sort of like the taste.
Yep.
We use it as a replacement to butter.
Yep.
In populations where people eat a lot of coconut oil, for example, Polynesia, there doesn't have a lot of heart disease in that society.
So it may be a special case.
But there's one big difference. They don't have a lot of other sources of saturated fats. So that may differentiate a Polynesian from someone living in most parts of this country where we have a lot of saturated fats from four-legged animals. So if you've got a pretty reasonable diet, this is not a bad alternative. And because it cooks well, doesn't have the damage that occurs when you heat up an unsaturated fat.
It's got a high smoke point. Yeah.
Sabrina, thank you very much. You going to use these? What do you think?
I will.
All right.
Definitely.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Dr. Weil, come on over. Next on our optimal health plan is eating an anti-inflammatory diet. Carmen is going to join us. Come on up, Carmen. Welcome to the show. All right, so now we did something here. We created an array of foods that we both agree, Dr. Weil and I, are in your best interest. And I'm real quickly, we have the colorful fruits and vegetables. Talk about them all the time, including, by the way, mushrooms. Got some root vegetables. Again, these colors give you healing properties. Some whole grains, quinoa as well, alternatives to wheat grain. We have omega-3 fats.
I'm getting a strong...
Yes. But the reason that we actually put this table out here for Dr. Weil is that he really is a world expert on some of these spices. And Dr. Weil, help us understand, by the way, do you use any of these spices?
Yes.
You do? Good. Thank goodness. Talk us through some of these spices. Why do you think they're so valuable? And also, why in general are anti-inflammatory foods so important for us?
Well, let me answer that second question first. I think there is growing medical evidence that most of the chronic degenerative diseases, the things that get us after the age of 60, cancer, heart disease, Parkinson's disease, Alzheimer's, all of these begin as inflammatory processes in the body. So it's very important to contain inappropriate inflammation, and diet is one of the most powerful influences on that. So an anti-inflammatory diet it's one bird gets all the stones. It's good for optimum health, good for longevity. It reduces your risks of all these big diseases, and it's not a hard diet to follow because basically it's a variation of the Mediterranean diet.
And can I just, first, so we're all really clear on this. Very clear data on the role of inflammation in causing breast cancer, prostate cancer, cancer of the pancreas, cancer of the colon. I mean,
coronary heart disease, Alzheimer's disease,
rheumatoid arthritis, getting away from the cancers, and of course Alzheimer's, which Andy mentioned, which is what we most fear in our lives, not being able to live the life to the fullest because we can't remember that we're living it.
Yes.
All right, now walk us through, if you don't mind, the herbs specifically.
First of all, let me just say what's not here.
Okay.
What is causing most people to go through life in a pro-inflammatory state are the refined, processed, and manufactured foods foods that are so heavy in the American diet. So the more you can eliminate that, the better. And then this is the good stuff. Now, spices are very interesting because they have unusual chemistry, and a lot of them have been investigated for medicinal effects. Turmeric, which is the yellow spice that makes our yellow mustard yellow and makes curry powder yellow, this is the most potent natural anti-inflammatory agent that's been found, and much medical research on it now. We're not very familiar with it in this country and how to use it. I had one Indian student, a physician from South India, who I trained, who's also a good cook, and she says she teaches people to use a level teaspoon of turmeric powder in bean dishes, stews, soups. At that level, the taste is fine. Too much of it is bitter and astringent, but that's a good thing to get in the habit of using. The other one, which is a relative of turmeric, is ginger, which we do know, and like in all forms of ginger, whether it's crystallized ginger or powdered ginger or ginger tea, another very powerful anti-inflammatory agent. So good to consume these regularly.
And cinnamon we use for the sugars a lot?
Yes. Well, the data on that, I think I'd say incomplete, that there are some preliminary studies showing that cinnamon is useful at lowering blood sugar and may be helpful for people with type 2 diabetes as one thing to go along with other methods. I think we want to see more studies on it, but in the meantime, it can't hurt to add more cinnamon to your foods.
And what I love about garlic, besides the medicinal benefits, is it keeps people a little fur from you, so it sort of relaxes you. So go ahead and take that with you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Next on the optimal health pathway, we can walk over here, is the Antioxidant Cocktail. There are 5 supplements that you should be taking daily. Dr. Wahl and I agree about this. Come back over here and show this to everybody. So, notice how we decorated this for you.
Oh, pretty.
And by the way...
Oh, I love that. That's great.
Now, this cocktail glass is here, as obviously, to remind people, I don't want you doing this.
That's too much to take at one time.
And some folks think this is what we're talking about. You know, part of the goal here today is to explain it in very succinct terms. So this is what you ought to be able to take day in and day out, just reduce this to practice. So walk us through this, sir.
Sure. So life is a battle between oxidation pressures and antioxidant defenses, and the one way you can help your body is by taking antioxidant supplements, which are not replacements for the fruits and vegetables that contain these things. So this doesn't excuse you from eating a good diet, but the basic ones are vitamin C, vitamin E, selenium, and vitamin D. And what else?
This is the one that I do want to point out.
Yes. You know, this is an interesting one.
Now, I've spoken about the other of these before, but I have not yet on this show spoken openly about Coenzyme Q10. I happen to have a world expert next to me on the topic. Why is this the cornerstone of your program, and now so many other, especially folks who are big-time athletes?
CoQ10 is a natural product. It's made in our bodies. It is very important to help muscle cells use oxygen, important for aerobic capacities, a powerful antioxidant. Much medical evidence on this, very good data. One thing everyone should know is that if you take a statin drug to lower cholesterol, this also blocks synthesis of CoQ10 in the body. And that may be the reason for some of the side effects we see with statins, like muscle pain. So everyone put on a statin should be put on a dose of CoQ10, and many doctors are still not doing that.
Yeah, you know, one wake-up call again. I routinely do this. If I give someone a statin, I talk to them about Coenzyme Q10. Anybody out there who's taking a statin ought to think about this, especially if you have the aches and pains Dr. Wahl mentioned. Now, we wrote it up behind me. Here are the actual doses of the products. You know, so vitamin C and E are both put the red number 400 down. The units are different. You get Coenzyme Q10, 200 milligrams, and you're going to talk about Q gel.
Yeah, I would double vitamin D to 2,000. By the way, I think that is now the standard recommendation. And maybe next year we'll be recommending even more. But I think everyone should take 2,000, and you should get your vitamin D level checked if you haven't had it done. Yes, otherwise I think you're fine there.
And the selenium, by the way, which again is an antioxidant.
I would actually cut vitamin C, because the latest research shows the body can't really use more than about 250 milligrams a day, so it may be a waste of money to do that. And with CoQ10, the only problem with this is it's expensive. So you want to balance the benefits of that, you know, with expense. I agree with you about the gel form is the one to use, because there's a question about how it's absorbed. And like vitamin D, you've got to take this with a meal that has fat in it, or your body won't be able to absorb it. So you don't want to take this with a breakfast of a toasted bagel and a cup of coffee and orange juice.
With some cream cheese.
Take it with dinner.
All right, we cut on vitamins. We got the anti-aging foods. When we come back, we're talking about the anti-aging tonic that could add years to your life. It's straight from Dr. Weil's kitchen, and we're going to show you how to make it right after this.
Coming up,
It increases energy, it's completely safe.
2 anti-agers you may have never heard of. Plus, the green drink Dr. Oz swears by now has some competition.
Going to challenge myself with this monster green drink.
Its incredible benefits.
Resistance to cancer, to chronic degenerative diseases. This serves the anti-inflammatory diet.
But there's a warning.
To the green monster.
The green monster.
It actually tastes better than it looks. Next.
للمرة الأولى على شاشة التلفزيون The Vampire Diaries الليلة 11 KSA على MBC 4.
Hey, look at this!
You look, all this doesn't suit me. Sensitive skin, whatever I apply reacts.
That's why, look at this!
New Fair & Lovely Herbal Balance for sensitive skin. Its 16 ingredients lightens your complexion gently.
Now this face will look better there.
Fair & Lovely Herbal Balance for sensitive skin.
الآن مع عالم التسوق نعطيك أفضل المنتجات بضمان استرجاع خلال 30 يوما. منتجاتنا مختارة عالميا لجودتها العالية وفقط لدينا في الشرق الأوسط.
حلو.
طلبك سيكون بين يديك خلال 48 ساعة، والطلب هاتفيا أو على الإنترنت.
ولا أسهل.
خدمة زبائن مميزة لضمان راحتك. عالم التسوق من الساعة 12 ظهرا KSA على MBC 4.
ابتسامتك علينا.
My ultimate alternative health clinic, and with me again is Dr. Andrew Weil. Also joining me is Erin to help. Welcome, Erin.
Thank you.
So we're walking the path to optimal wellness and revealing the best recipes for boosting energy and anti-aging. So, Erin, quick question for you: have you ever heard of Eleuthero or cordyceps? Be honest, you haven't.
No.
All right, you like most people that I know in the country. Eleuthero is something most of you haven't heard of, and we're going to walk you through these because, in fact, Dr. Weil and I are going to show you how these herbs, plus a tonic called the Green Monster, can help you boost your energy and fight off those aging problems so many of us are fearful of. So let's talk about Eleuthero. Am I pronouncing it correctly?
Eleuthero, yes. This used to be called Siberian ginseng. It's widely available in health food stores. It's the root of a plant native to Siberia. A lot of medical research on it by Soviet scientists in the 1950s, 1960s. It was used by Soviet cosmonauts and athletes. It's what's called an adaptogen, meaning a natural product that helps your body resist stress of all kinds. So it increases energy. It's completely safe, no toxic effects. Worth trying for people that are low in energy or
worth trying.
And you can get it as a tea. It's pleasant tasting. You can get it as in tea bags, or you can take capsules of it.
What do you think?
Good, not bad.
No, it's not bad.
Yeah, tasty.
Is not bad good for you? You know, some people have to interpret their responses. Is not bad okay or not okay?
Okay, I mean.
Well, then you can take it in the capsule.
Here, take the pill. All right, cordyceps, something that I've heard of, that's been increasingly popular. Dr. Weil, walk us through it.
An unusual mushroom from China, highly prized in traditional Chinese medicine. And the mushroom, the dried mushroom, is often added to chicken soup or duck soup as a tonic. And this is given to old people, debilitated people, people recovering from illness or injury, but also widely used by athletes to increase aerobic capacity. There's some famous stories of Chinese Olympians who have claimed that their success was due to using cordyceps. Again, you can get this in various forms and take capsules, but I would recommend this to anybody also lacking energy, but very helpful for people who are low in energy as a result of old age, debility, people recovering from illness or injury.
Well, how do you deal with questions about whether or not an herb is going to interact with the medication that someone's taking?
Well, we have a larger and larger database of this, and you can look this up on the internet. There's some good textbooks about herb-drug interactions. It would be great if your doctor could tell you about this, but generally they haven't been trained in that, and that's what I'm trying to correct at the Arizona Center for Integrative Medicine, is training doctors. And also it would be great if pharmacists could be your advisors about this, but they need to learn this stuff in schools of pharmacy.
Yeah. Coming over here, Erin. Now, I got this magic drink that I absolutely love. It's the green drink. I swear by, have it all the time. It's it's my staple. And I've got all the ingredients on droz.com, but I'm now going to challenge myself with this monster green drink. This is the ultimate challenge, Dr. Weil's monster drink. Is that what you call it?
Yeah, Mehmet, I have designed the menu of a restaurant, and this serves the anti-inflammatory diet. And we have a number of drinks and smoothies, and this one has become one of the most popular. And I often don't tell people what's in it it because there's one ingredient that I think would put people off, namely kale juice. Right. But we also serve at this restaurant a raw kale salad, a traditional Italian restaurant. That's become immensely popular, even with kids.
Yeah, kale is worth retasting in life. Most of us had kale as sort of the green coloring on the side of the dish. When you get kale and it's made correctly, it's fantastic. Let me just show everyone what you got in here. So we got the menu up there behind me. We're going to put it on the website also. So basically, you have a cup of apple juice, 3/4 a cup of kale, and then a quarter each of these of carrot, a cucumber, and a quarter cup of yogurt. Is that
and then we would blend this with a cup of ice as well.
With ice. Okay. Yeah. So we've taken the liberty of making it for you, Erin. This is the ultimate decision. It's in your hands. Dr. Weil knows what it tastes like anyway, just in case. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Let's hear it.
To the green monster.
To the green monster.
It's good.
I'll tell you, she's like a restaurant critic here. What do you do for a living, Erin?
I don't know. Maybe I should get into this business.
So, Andy, what are the big benefits of this?
Well, this is just loaded with micronutrients, with healthy, what are called protective phytonutrient substances found in fruits and vegetables that boost your body defenses, that help increase your resistance to cancer, to chronic degenerative diseases, to correct deficiencies and all these little elements that we need in the diet every day.
And what I love the most about this approach is without realizing it, people in your family can do the right thing, and they don't even recognize that you've made it easy for them.
And there's no added sugar here. And it's a good drink.
Erin, take it with you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. Now, Andy's spoken long and very wisely about herbs, about spices, but the one place where I really think you have changed the way so many of us think about the role of our own intelligent insights into our own health is mind-body medicine. I would love you to just take a few seconds now to give everyone a little bit about your philosophy.
You know, when I was in medical school in the 1960s, I heard almost nothing about how the body interacts with the mind, how the mind can affect the body. There's now been, I would say, almost 4 decades of very solid research on mind-body interactions and a whole new field of neuroscience in which we're able to image living brains and really see how different ways of using the mind and thinking and emotions cause real physical effects in the body. And the practical reasons for paying attention to this is that there's so many methods of taking advantage of the mind-body connection to influence health. And these methods are cheap, they're safe, they're even fun for both the practitioner and the patient, and they're very little utilized in conventional medicine.
And only you can do it,
right.
Which I really love, because you can't shirk your responsibility on this one. Dr. Weil, thank you so much
for
generations of mentorship. I appreciate it.
Good.
We've got the Green Monster recipe and all the great information about all of the alternative health clinic that we talked about today on DrOz.com. Be right back.
Up next, as the years since high school added up,